Hello everyone, Scoon807 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we have the 0-1 Toronto Blue Jays taking on the 1-0 New York Yankees. And here is the starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off, the shortstop, David Eckstein. Batting second, the left fielder, Shannon Stewart. Batting third, the right fielder, Alex Rios. Batting fourth, the center fielder, Vernon Wells. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Frank Thomas. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Lyle Overbay. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Aaron Hill. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Marco Stutaro. And batting ninth, the catcher, Rob Barbados. On the mound for the Yankees, it is Mike Musin. 20 wins, 9 losses, 3.37 ERA, 201 innings pitched, allowed 214 hits, 150 strikeouts, and 28 walks. We are here at historic Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, where we have a +1 for strikeouts and a -1 for walks, nothing for home runs. And Mike is done with his opening tosses, and we are on the way. 4-4, and that is a possible error. David Eckstein is batting 100. He's batting 1,000. He's batting 1,000. 5-4, and that's going to be a fly out there to Abreu. Abreu's error rating is on a 1 to 2. That's a 15, so no error there. Full one away. Sharon Stewart. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-2. That's a blank. And that's going to be 6-3. And that's a fly out once again to Abreu. 2 away. Alex Rios batting 250. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-1. That's going to be a possible error on a throw. And that's going to be 4-4. And that's going to be a single. Jeter's rating is on a 1 to 5. That's a 20. No error there. And Rios gets on base. Vernon Wells. Strategy rolls at 19, 2 outs, infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-6. That's a strike. That's a 6. That's a 4. He struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the first. And here is the starting lineup for the New York Yankees. Leading off, the left fielder, Johnny Damon. Batting second, the shortstop, Derek Jeter. Batting third, the right fielder, Bobby Abreu. Batting fourth, in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Alex Rodriguez. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Jason Gambini. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Robinson Cano. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Hideki Matsuri. Batting eighth, the catcher, Jose Molani. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Melky Cabrera. And on the mound for the Blue Jays, it is A.J. Burnett. A.J. Burnett, 18 wins, 10 losses, 4.07 ERA, 221.13 innings pitched, allowed 211 hits, 231 strikeouts, and 84 walks. And he's done warming up, and here we go. And that's going to be a 3-6. That's a strike. That's a 5. That's a 7. They struck him out. Derek Jeter, 0 for 0. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-6. That's going to be a possible error on a throw. And that's going to be a 2-3. And that's going to be a double star 1. Ground ball to Hill. Hill's rating is a 1. That's an error. And that's a 1-base error for Jeter. All right, we have a steal attempt for Jeter. Jeter is a 14. He's right-handed, so that's going to be 0. That's going to be -1. That's going to be a 13. And he gets it. That's the runner's stolen base plus the pitcher's SB and the catcher's arm. So that's going to be a 5. And that's a -1 for the arm. But Jeter does advance. He steals second on that. So here's the pitch to Abreu. Infield going to double play depth. The pitch. And that's going to be a 3-5. That's going to be a strikeout plus. We add 11. That's a 20. That's a 10. And Abreu has been struck out. Struck him out looking, too. Next up, Alex Rodriguez. He's batting 500. Has a 500 average. Infield at normal depth. Strategy rolls a 9. Jeter on second. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-4. That's going to be a strikeout. That's a 2. That's a 13. And they struck him out. No runs, no hits, 1 error. After 1, the score is still tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. It is Frank, Lyle, and Aaron due up for Toronto. Here's the pitch to Frank. 4-1, hit by pitch. That's a 12. His hit by pitch rating is a 7. Nothing there, so he does not get hit. That's going to be a 2-5. That's going to be a fly ball to Abreu for out number 1. Lyle Overbay batting a 250 average. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-3. That's a strikeout. The 12, that's a 10. The 12 is too high. All right, we go to Lyle's card now. 4-3, and that's going to be a ground ball to first base for out number 2. 2 away, and that brings up Aaron Hill, the second baseman. Here's the pitch. 5-3. That's a strikeout. Aaron has a 9. The 17 is too high. All right, Aaron's response to that, 4-4. And that is a question mark 7 on a power hit. That's a 9. And Aaron smacks one for a double on a 6-13 is a double. And Aaron Hill takes 2 on that. All right, strategy roll is a 5. Runner in scoring position. That's going to bring up Marco. Marco batting a 500 average. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1 is a blank. Marco, 6-2, ground ball to the shortstop. That's going to go to Jeter for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Toronto. We go to the bottom of the second. It is Jason Robinson and Hideki due up for the Yankees. Jason Gambini batting a 750 average. Here's the pitch. 2-6. That's a strikeout. Jason has a 12. That's a 16. The 16 is too high. No strikeout there. 1-3. Question mark 9. That's going to go to Rios. That's an 8. And Jason with a triple. And Rios could not get it back in time. And Gambini is on third with a triple of the seat. And that's going to bring up Robinson Cano, batting 500. Strategy rolls a 13. Infield at normal depth. Strategy rolls a 13. So they're holding off on strategy. The pitch. 1-2. Home run. Home run result. Cano has a 7. That's a 3. He smacks one out of here. That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is out of here. 2-run home run for the Yankees. And he smacks one into the mid-level decks here at Yankee Stadium, and the crowd goes wild. 2-0 Yankees. And that's going to bring up Hideki Matsuri, batting a 250 average. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-5. That's a strikeout. Hideki has a 9. That's a 1. He struck him out. First out of the inning. That's going to bring up Jose. Here's the pitch. 3-6. That's going to be a strikeout. That's an 11. That's a 4. He struck him out. Cabrera now up, batting a 333 average. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-1. That's going to be a possible error. And that's going to be a 4-6. Fly ball out there to Wells. Wells' error rating is in a 1-2. That's a 1. That is an error. And that's a one-base error. He drops the ball. On that. And Cabrera's on base. Strategy rolls a 15. We go to the top of the order. Johnny Damon, 0 for 1, struck out his first time up at bat. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-1. That's going to be a strikeout. That's a 7. That's a 2. And he struck him out. Struck him out to retire the side. And he struck him out to retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. After 3, it's New York 2, Toronto nothing. It's Rob, David, and Shannon due up for the Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-2. That's a blank. And that is 4-6. That's a double. And Rod smacks a double, gets into scoring position. All right, strategy rolls a 20. That's a pickoff attempt. On a 1, he picks him off. That's a 5, no pickoff. Rob's safe. He get back to the base in time. And that's going to be a 6-5. That's a home run chance. David's a right-handed batter, so that's going to be a home run chance. He has a 2. The 11 is too high. And that's going to be a 2-5. That's going to be a pop up to first base for out number 1. Infield going to double play depth. Shannon Stewart up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy rolls a 6. Holding off on Strat. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-6. That's going to be a walk. That's a 16. That's a 2. And they walk Stewart. Crowd doesn't like that. Alex Rios, 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strategy roll is an 11. Infield still at double play depth. And that's going to be 4-6. That's a range play. And that's going to be 6-6. Fly ball out there to Cabrera. To center field to Cabrera. Cabrera's range is on a 1-3. That's a 1. He made it. And on a fly out, let's see, does anyone advance? Subtract 3 from the BR rating. That's a 0, so he's going to hold. All right. Vernon Wells, 0 for 1, struck out his last time up at bat. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-4. That's a single. And Rob is going to advance to home. He was on second. He will advance on a 1-6. That's a 2. He scores. Shannon will advance to third on a 4-6. That's a 3. So Shannon's going to hold. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Frank Thomas. Runners on first and second. Strategy rolls a 15. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-2. To Yankee Stadium we go. And that's going to be a 2-2. That's a question mark 7 to Damon. That's a 12. And that's going to be a double for Toronto for Frank Thomas. Doubles on a 1-16. That's a 12. All right. They tied it up. Let's see. Does Wells advance home if roll is less than or equal to? It's a -1 hit to Damon. That's a 4. It is less than the 3. The 3 is less than the 4. He scores, and Toronto takes the lead. They leave one runner on. Lyle Overbay now up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy rolls an 18. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-3. That's a strike. That's a 10. That's a 3. He struck him out. So 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Jeter, Abreu, and Rodriguez due up for the Yankees. All right. Derek Jeter 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. That's going to be 5-1. That's going to be a strike. That's a 9. And the 9 is just in range, and they strike him out, and they struck out Jeter. 2 outs. Well, 1 out. Abreu now up. Abreu's 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up at bat. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-1. That's going to be a strikeout. Abreu has a 10. That's an 11. Too high. 1-1. That's a single past Stewart. And Abreu gets on base. And that's going to bring up A-Rod. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He gets the hit and run sign. That's a 5. It's a within 2 of the hit and run attempt. That's going to be a 6-3. That's going to be a range play. And that's going to be a 1-2. That's going to go to Rios. Rios' range is on a 1-3. That's a 2. He got it. And Abreu stays at first. 2 outs. Runner on first, and that's going to bring up Jason Gambini. 1 for 1. Tripled and a run scored. Strategy rolls a 5. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-3. That's going to be a range play. 1-2. That's going to go back to the pitcher. Line drive to the pitcher to Burnett. That is a success. He got it. And lined out to the pitcher, takes it, tosses it over for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Yankees leave 1 stranded. After 3, it's Toronto 3, New York 2. We go to the top of the 4th. It is Hill, Marco, and Rod due up for the Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. Aaron Hill, 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-5. That's going to be a blank. 3-1. That's a single past Abreu. And Aaron Hill is on base with a single. Infield at double play depth. Strategy rolls an 8. Marco Stutero up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Runner on first. 3-1. That's a strike. Marco with an 8. That's a 13. The 13 is too high. 2-1. Double star 2. That's a fly ball out there to Cabrera for out number 1. Rod is now up. Rod Borges. And I apologize for not being able, if I butchered the last name on that. He's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. 18 on the strategy die. Here's the pitch. We have a 4-3. That's a blank. Otherwise, that would have been an auto out. 4-1. That's a double star 2. Fly ball out there to Cabrera for out number 2. 2 away. We go to the top of the order. David Eckstein now up. Strategy rolls an 18. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-4. That's going to be a possible error. And that's going to be 2-5. Popped up to the first base. Gambini's error is on a 1-8. That's an 11. No error. And the Blue Jays leave 1 stranded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is Kano, Matsuri, and Jose due up for the Yankees. Here's the pitch. Yankees down by 1. 4-4. Strikeout. That's a 7. The 18 is too high. Kano, 2-1. That's a ground back to the pitcher for out number 1. Hideki now up. Hideki's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-3. That's going to be a walk. That's a 9. That's a 1. And they walked Hideki. Runner on first. Infield going to double play depth. Strategy rolls a 16 as Jose Molan comes up. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up at bat. 6-1. Strikeout. That's an 11. That's a 7. And they struck him out. 2 outs. Infield at normal depth. And that's going to bring up Cabrera, who's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is an 8. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-1. That's going to be a possible error for Cabrera on this play. 6-4. Fly ball to Stewart. Stewart has no error rating. That's a 5. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Yankees leave one stranded. After 4, it's Toronto 3, New York 2. Sharon, Alex, and Vernon due up for the Blue Jays. Mike can face 5 more batters before he's tired. Here's the pitch. Sharon Stewart, 0 for 1, 2-6, strikeout. That's a 6. That's a 4. And they struck him out. That's going to bring up Alex Rios. 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. 2-6. That's a strikeout. That's a 10. The 19 is too high. 4-1. That's a single past Abreu. And Rios gets on base. So Toronto's got a runner on base. 1 out. Mike has met his pull rating, but they are going to leave him in. He can face 3 more batters before he's tired. Strategy rolls a 13. Here's the pitch. Infield at double play depth. 5-5. That's a blank. 2-2. Double star 4. That's going to be a ground ball to Jeter. Jeter with the ground ball tosses it over to Kano. Let's see. That is a 2. The 3 is higher. So that's going to be a force out for Rios. And Vernon takes first on a fielder's choice. Frank Thomas, 1 for 2. 2 outs, a runner on first. 12 on the strategy die. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-6. That's going to be a strikeout. That's an 11. That's a 6. And they struck him out. And Toronto leaves one stranded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Johnny, Jeter, and Abreu due up for the New York Yankees. Johnny Damon 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts already. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-3. That's going to be a walk result. That's a 10. The 16 is too high. And that's going to be a 4-4. That's going to be a fly ball out there to Rios for out number 1. Jeter now up. He's 0 for 2, struck out. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-3. That's going to be a walk. That's a 9. The 15 is too high. 6-6. Ground ball to third base for out number 2. Bobby Abreu 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-5. That's going to be a strikeout. That's a 10. That's a 7. And they struck him out. So 3 up, 3 down. 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5, Toronto 3, New York 2. It's going to be Lyle Hill and Marco due up for the Blue Jays. Mike can face one more batter. We want to see what he can do for this inning. That's going to be a 1-4. That's going to be a strike. That's a 10. That's a 5, and they struck him out. Lyle was 0 for 2. That's going to bring up Aaron Hill. Mike now tired. It's 2 for 2. Here's the pitch. Has a double. And that's going to be a 3-5. That's going to be a possible error on a ground ball. Let's see, 3-6. That's going to be a fly out there to Cabrera for out number 2. Marco now up 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-4. And that's going to be a single. And that's going to do it. And that is going to do it for Mike. They're going to go out there to the mound and say thank you very much for 5 2/3 innings. So the Yankees go to the bullpen first. We have a right, and we are in the 6th inning. So they're going to bring in Chamberlain to pitch. Joba Chamberlain. He's got 2 innings pitched, allowed 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. He can face 8 batters before he's tired. Just need to get 1 more out. Strategy roll is a 14. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-2. That's going to be a strike. The 11. That's an 11. The 14 is too high. And that's going to be a 4-4. That's going to be a single past Damon. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens here. We have a 6 in the runner advancement die. And that tells us to check the die roll. Check second die roll of 6 chart. We have a 4. On a 2 through 5, the lead runner is thrown out. But if the trailing runner's BR, no adjustments, is greater or equal to the roll, then he advances on the throw. The 4 is higher. So that's going to retire the side. They got him out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be A-Rod, Gambini, and Kano due up for the Yankees. And AJ can face 7 more batters. Here's the pitch to A-Rod. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a 3-3. We go to Yankee Stadium. 1-3. That's a single past second base. And A-Rod is on base. So, runner on first. Infield at double play depth. Strategy rolls a 15. Here's the pitch to Jason Gambini. He's 1 for 2. And I'm probably pronouncing his last name wrong, too. That's going to be a 6-5. That is a strike. However, Jason says a 12. That's a 14. 14's too high. By the way, strategy rolls a 15, so the Yankees are holding off on strategy. 3-2. Fly ball out there to Wells. Out number 1. Kano now up. He's 1 for 2. Infield still at double play depth. Here's the pitch. Strategy rolls a 14. 2-1. Strikeout. That's a 7. That's a 2, and they struck him out. All right. Hideki Matsui now up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy rolls an 18. 2 outs. Runner on first. Infield at normal depth. 6-6. Blank. 3-1. That's a double star 4. Ground ball to third base. The third baseman catches it for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Yankees. After 6, it's Toronto 3, New York 2. And due up for the Blue Jays, it is David, Shannon, and Alex due up. Here's the pitch. They're keeping Chamberlain in for one more inning. Hopefully 5-2 range play. And that's going to be a 5-2. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop to Jeter. Jeter's range is on a 1-2. That's a 3. And it gets past him. And David gets on base. That's going to bring up Shannon Stewart. 0 for 2. Strategy rolls a 7. Infield going to double play depth. The pitch. And that's going to be a 4-2. That's going to be a strike. That's a 6. The 8 is too high. And that's going to be a 6-2. That's going to be a fly ball out there to Abreu for out number 1. We have a pickoff attempt. So on a 1-4, it's going to be a balk. On a 5-6, the pickoff. And that's a 3. That's a balk. And that is a advancement for Eckstein. Goes to second on a balk. 6-6. Range play. 5-1. Out there to left field to Damon. Damon's range is in a 1-3. That's a 3. It's in range. And he gets it. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. And that is going to bring up Vernon Wells. Wells is 1 for 3. 14 on the strategy die. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-5. That's a wild pitch. And that is going to be a passed ball. That's a 19. And that's going to be a foul ball. We're going to have to re-roll that. 4-1. Hit by pitch. That's a 0. So Vernon does not. He got out of the way. He saw that coming and took a dive on the mound. 1-5. Line drive back to the pitcher. Sing, take me out to the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Jose, Melky, and Johnny due up for the Yankees. After 7 1/2 innings, Toronto 3, New York 2. Toronto answering big in that 3rd inning, and they have yet to score since. New York with that 2-run home run in the 2nd inning, and they have yet to score since then. They've left some runners in scoring position throughout this since then. So AJ, this might be AJ's last inning. He can face 3 more batters. It's Jose up. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-2. That's going to be a home run result. That's a 4. The 12 is too high. That's going to be a 3-3 ground ball to third base for out number 1. Cabrera now up. He's 0 for 2. The pitch. And that's going to be a 2-4. That's going to be a strikeout plus. That's an 18. Cabrera has a 19. He struck him out looking. 2 outs. We go to the top of the order. Johnny Damon up. He's 0 for 3. Struck out twice his last 2 times up at bat. 6-2. That's a walk result. That's a 10. That's a 9. They walk him. They tell him to keep on walking. Derek Jeter now up. He's 0 for 3. Burnett is tired. However, we do have a steal attempt. Johnny has a 16. Johnny is left, so that's going to be a +1. That's going to be 17. That's going to make it a 16. No change there. Actually, that makes it a 15. And that's a 10, so he does advance on the throw. So, Johnny gets himself in the scoring position. A tying run now on second, and the go-ahead run's now at the plate. Here's the pitch to Jeter. He's 0 for 3. 6-5. Strike. That's a 9. The 16 is too high. That's going to be a 1-1. That's a question mark out there to Rios. That's an 11. That's going to be a double for Jeter. And Jeter comes through in a clutch to hit a double. And to tie this game up at 3 apiece. All right. Abreu up. He's 1 for 3. Struck out twice. Strategy rolls a 13. 2 outs. Infield at normal play. At normal depth. And that's going to be a 2-4. That's going to be a strikeout plus. That's a 20. That's a 15. And he struck him out looking. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and the Yankees leave 1 stranded. After 8. Scores tied at 3. After 7 innings, the score's tied at 3. That's going to be Thomas Lyle and Aaron Dew up for the Blue Jays. They're going to leave, they're going to pull Chamberlain. And they are going to go with Jose Ravias. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't check the stat. I didn't go over the stats here for Mike. Mike pitched 5 2/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. ERA 4.73. Chamberlain pitched 1 1/3 inning, allowed 2 hits, had 1 balk in this. Jose Ravias now steps into the on the mound. 5 wins, 3 losses, 3.59 ERA, 57.2/3 innings pitched without 52 hits, 63 strikeouts, and 23 walks. So he's done with his opening, done warming up. Here's the pitch. It's Frank Lyle and Aaron Dew up for the Blue Jays. 5-2. Blank. 2-2. That's a double star 6. That's a ground ball out there to A-Rod for out number 1. That's going to bring up Lyle. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Here's the pitch to Lyle. And that's going to be a 3-2. That's going to be a walk plus. We had 9. That's a 23. That's a 1. And they walked Lyle. Runner on first. Infield now at double play depth. Strategy rolls a 13. Here's the pitch. And we have 4-6. That's going to be a blank. And that's going to be a 1-3. That's going to be a line drive back to the pitcher, Tavares. And the runner is doubled up. And the Yankees get the double play to get out of that inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is A-Rod, Gamby, and Kano due up. And that's going to do it for AJ. We have right, left, left coming up. And they're going to bring in Brian Talbot for Toronto. Brian Talbot, 1 win, 2 losses, has a 2.88 ERA, 56.13 innings pitched, allowed 52 hits, 47 strikeouts, and 19 walks. Due up, it is A-Rod, Gamby, and Kano due up. So he's going to be facing the middle of the lineup. 6-3. Home run chance on a 16. A-Rod has a 17. And A-Rod, once again, 1 for 3 in today's game, smacks a home run out of there. That ball is high. That ball is deep. It's going back to the wall. And that ball, watch it fly out of here. Solo home run for Alex Rodriguez to put the Yankees up. 4-3. And the Yankees take a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th, thanks to a solo home run from Alex Rodriguez. Jason Gamby now up. He's 1 for 3, a triple and a run scored. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-3 range play at Yankee Stadium. And that's going to be a 3-3. That's going to be a ground ball to the pitcher, whose range is, he's left, so that's going to be a range of 1-4. That's a 1. He got it. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Kano. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Has a home run, a strike, a run, and 2 RBIs. 5-3 range play. Once again, we go to Yankee Stadium. And that's going to be a 5-1. That's going to be a double star 4. Ground ball to the third baseman. That third base is Marco. On a 1-5, that's a 3. And that is out number 2. And that's going to bring up Hideki Matsuri. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-1. That's going to be a walk. That's an 8. That's a 13. Nothing. That's going to be a 2-1. And that's a single. So Hideki is on first. And that's going to bring up Jose Molan. Strategy roll is an 8. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-5. That's going to be a question mark result. Double star and a 1-13. That's a 14. That is outside of that range. And that's going to be a 2-5. That's going to be a double star 5. Ground ball to the shortstop. Eckstein for out number 3. 1 run. It's 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. But at the end of 8, Yankees 4, Blue Jays 3. But will we see some ninth inning magic? Marco, Rod, and David due up for Toronto, and that is going to do it for Jose. They are going to bring in Edward Ramirez to 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 save, 3.90 ERA, 55.13 inning pitched, allowed 44 hits, 63 strikeouts, and 22 walks. Let's take a look real quick at the stats here. Jose Vargas leaves the game after 1 inning pitched and allowed 1 walk. A.J. Barlett over on the Blue Jays pitched 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts, and 1 home run. ERA 3.86. And Brian Talbot pitched 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 home run, has an ERA of 9.0. All right. But as we know, no lead is safe. An inside pitch. Let's take a look at the box score real quick before we begin the 9th inning. New York coming back to answer to tie the game up in the bottom of the 7th inning, and they take the lead with a solo home run in the 8th. Toronto only scored in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. 4-1. Strikeout plus. We add 11. That is an 18. That's a 2. He struck him out looking. Rad Barge is now up. He's 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-1. That's going to be a blank. And that's going to be a 5-6. And that's a line drive back to the pitcher. Tosses it over to Gamby for out number 2. We go to the top of the order. Blue Jays down to the last out. David Eckstein up. He's 1 for 4. The pitch. 2-2. Range play. Does he keep the Blue Jays alive? 4-4. That is a single to first. Gamby ranges a 1. That's a 4. And David does keep the Blue Jays alive. And he's on base with a single. All right. Sharon Stewart, he's 0 for 3. And they are not going to let him take this ball. Instead, they're going to bring in Joe Inglet to pinch hit. Strategy rolls a 17. The tying run is on first. Here's the pitch. 6-2. Strikeout plus. That's a 4. Joe has an 18, and that's the ball game. He struck him out looking. And that's the game. And the Yankees win it 4-3 here at Yankee Stadium. All right, let's take a look at the final line score here. Toronto, 3 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors. Yankees, 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Jose Vargas picks up the win. Brian Talbot gets the loss. And Eric Ramirez draws the save. A-Rod, 2 home runs, and Robinson Cano gets a picks up 1 home run in the game today. Brian Talbot with the loss, 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, gets the home and 1 home run, ERA of 9.0. Over on the Yankees, Jose Vargas with the win, pitched 1 inning and allowed 1 walk, no ERA. Edward Ramirez with the save, pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. That's going to do it for us here today at Yankee Stadium. If you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And until next time, I'm Skinny007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.